everyone, today we are here to review your first choice of the book review of the month, and that book is going to be The Darkest Minds by Alexandra Bracken. So yeah, let's do a little quick talk about it. Oh wow, what a book. Let me tell you right now before this even begins, I highly recommend you read this book. Like, a recommended, definitely recommended read, like tons of recommendations across the board for you to read this book. I went into this book expecting a lot. If you're involved at all with the booktube community, you watch it, you're in it, all that kind of stuff, you know this book has been raved about for like the past 3 or 4 months, maybe even longer, I don't know. If you're like me, you also picked it up because of all the good things you've heard about it through the booktube community. And if you're like me, maybe you picked it up and loved it. I was planning to keep this review as spoiler-free as possible, but there are some things I am going to talk about because I need to talk about them, but I forewarn you about them. So yeah, let's talk about it. I'm gonna read you what I always do when I do my reviews, and I'm gonna read the book jacket. And it's quite a long one. Let's hope I don't mess up, but I probably will. When Ruby woke up on her 10th birthday, something about her had changed. Something frightening enough to make her parents lock her in the garage and call the police. Something that got her sent to Thermod, a brutal government rehabilitation camp. She might have survived the mysterious disease that had killed most of America's children, and she and the others emerged with something far worse, frightening abilities they could not control. Now 16, Ruby is one of the dangerous ones. When the truth comes out, Ruby barely escapes Thermod with her life. She is on the run, desperate to find the only safe haven left for kids like her, East River. She joins a group of kids who have escaped their own camp. Liam, their brave leader, is falling hard for Ruby, but no matter how much she aches for him, Ruby can't risk getting close, not after what happens to her parents. When they arrive at East River, nothing is as it seems, least of all its mysterious leader. But there are other forces at work, people who will stop at nothing to use Ruby in their fight against the government. Ruby will be faced with a terrible choice, one that may mean giving up her only chance at having a life worth living. What a description! This book is a whirlwind. It is so fast-paced, so adventurous, so like insane, it will just make your mind go crazy. And it has romance in it, but not too much, but it keeps your fangirl heart satisfied. You know a little bit about the book, let's talk about some of the characters. Ruby is the focal point of this book. She tells it in first person perspective. You feel what all Ruby feels. Ruby is a unique character. I felt like I knew her through this book, but I still feel like there's a lot I don't know about her. I feel like there's gonna be a lot more learning to do about Ruby, and I quite enjoy that. I don't want to learn about a character 100% in the first book. I want to see them grow, see them progress, which she had great, phenomenal character development in this book, I have to say. Ruby has had an insane hard life and tries to keep away from people, and you learn why because of her ability. All of the things here in this book are abilities, and which kids have them, which they don't. They have different colors. I believe there is blue, there's blue and green, which are like the least harmful ones, and there's yellow, that's kind of harmful, but your orange and reds, you gotta watch out for them. They are like hardcore power abilities. And Ruby is a orange. I don't think I'm giving away anything by that. Hopefully I'm not. But she is an orange, so she is very, very lethal, if you will. And she knows it, and she tries to steer clear of people because of her ability. I'm not going to tell you her ability. Read to find out. I loved reading this book through her eyes, seeing her struggle, seeing her love, seeing her heartache. Ruby has so much heartache through this book. To get through the things she has been through, it takes a really strong person to do that. Lee, or also known as Liam, as he's called. I loved Liam from the moment his name appeared on the page. He is one of those characters that just takes your heart immediately. First of all, I love that Lee, whatever you may call him, he brings positivity to every situation he's in. It's really refreshing to read that there is a character, you know, that he brings positivity to everything he does, and I really enjoy that. I feel like he's the kind of the light at the end of the tunnel kind of guy, and I like reading about guys like that. And another thing I like about him is he always used the word darling, like I guess the southern darling? I don't know how you say it. Hopefully that's correct, but I really love that about him. He is just a very unique character. I can't wait to read more about him. Chubbs. Chubb is another character I loved from the beginning. I loved that he had a very tough shell at first. You don't get to see, he doesn't open up to people very easily, and sometimes that's a good thing. And I love seeing Chubb and Ruby's relationship, kind of like friendship, kind of like open up a little bit. You thought at times like, Chubbs, come on, like give her a chance. Give her a chance. She's a great girl. But you know, it takes time for people to get to know one another, especially like over the span of like 2 weeks, I think this book takes place. Just love him. He's a great character. He's smart. He knows his stuff, but he's just a great character. Of course, we have Susan May. I hope that you say her name. That's how you say her name. Or they just call her Zoo. Though this character said literally no words throughout this whole book, you know her struggles, you know her, the way she laughs, the way she is sad, the way you're going to see everything through her eyes, but just by looking at them. And I loved Zoo. I was somewhat sad with the ending with that, but I'm happy for her, but I'm kind of sad. Oh, this book was amazing. If you're looking for a recommendation, I'm definitely going to give you this one. If you're looking for action, adventure, fast-paced, kind of a little bit of romance, a lot of dystopian, a lot of scary crap, because this book was very scary to read, because I'm just like, the whole time I was like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? I definitely recommend picking this one up. I'm going to give it a 5 out of 5. But of course, definitely one of my favorites of this year. That was the spoiler-free part of this review. I'm just going to talk a little bit about spoilers. But for now, you know, if you just want a quick general synopsis, there you go. Read this book. Great, great, great. Warning you right now, if you've not read this book and you don't know about it, click it off right now, because I'm about to talk about some game changer spoilers here. So here we go into the spoiler. Alexandra Bracken really knows how to break your heart. Like, break it into 10,000 pieces and just leave it on the floor. Like, she can write that so well. My heart was on the floor when I read this book, like, especially when I ended it. And I was reading it at the beach, so cool. Good way to break my heart at the beach. Let's see, let's talk about Clancy. I didn't talk about him with the spoiler section because I feel like it takes a while to get to Clancy. What a jerk. I had him pegged from day one. I knew he was going to use Ruby for her abilities, and he was going to take advantage of them, and he was going to somehow take advantage of them, obviously. I also knew that he had something up with him and his dad was just not right with the red and stuff. I just knew, I was like, this dude's probably got control of everything. He can do anything to people with their minds. Like, he can just warp them into whatever he wants them to be. Oh, Clancy. Let's talk about the ending, last of all. Like, the ending. I did not expect it to go down like this. I did not expect it at all. Like, with the whole Chubbs thing, I was not expecting that at all. My heart fell out of my chest. I was like, what? Why? Like, oh my gosh, wow. So soon into the series, what a freaking ending. A killer stabbing right to the heart. I really hope. Look, we'll see him again. Ruby went right back to the place where she was trying to escape from. I was like, why are you doing this? Pushing that panic button. Ultimately, I do not think it was a wise decision. She had to erase herself from Liam. Oh my gosh, that was so tough to read. Ultimately, I know what she did was the right thing. If put in Ruby's shoes, I would have done the same thing. And a lot of you are like, what true love? But I want you guys to think about it. Let this be the resounding thought from this video if you have read this book. If you trapped with the one that you love, the one that you cherish the most in all of this world, and you're in a situation, the only way that they could be safe is for you to erase their memory of yourself, would you do it? Would you do it? If they could be 100% safe if they didn't even know you, would you do it? And you know what? That's hard to think about. And in book first, you're like, no, think about it. I would struggle with the decision, but ultimately, I would do it. If that would save the one person I put everything into, I would have to do it because I would want them to be safe regardless. No matter what happens to me, I would want them to be safe. So just think about that, you know. Ruby was faced with that tough decision, and I think she made the right one, or else Liam would not have been alive. You know, you have to think about that. Of course, that doesn't make the situation any better. It makes it more depressing. It makes you want to cry. It makes you want to just cry buckets and buckets of tears. Gonna say blood, don't know why, I'm not a vampire. Sad ending, but what an amazing book. Like, I cannot wait to read more. I'm definitely reading the novella because I've heard so many good things about it. I heard she breaks your heart in the novella all over again, so can't wait for more heartbreaks. Yeah. All for me. See you guys in the next book review video or next video. Bye.